The British royal family has long been a source of fascination, captivating people around the globe with its royal weddings, family feuds, and the dramas that often unfold in its walls and the shocking new twist. Prince Louis, adored by royal fans around the world for his expressive behavior, one day might inherit one of a history of tragedy titles dating back to when it was first given out in the late 17th century from his father. Senior member of the royal family have a whole series of titles that date back centuries and all have their own intriguing history. William became the Prince of Wales when Charles was crowned king, and before that he had 3 other titles, including the Duke of Cambridge. Even though he's now typically known as the Prince of Wales, he is still also the Duke of Cambridge, which is a title that could only be passed down to his son, George or Louis, and many royal fans don't know the tragedies that have befallen other royals who have held the position. It dates back to the reign of Charles I, and William is only the 8th person to hold it. It was created by Charles I in 1660, and within 17 years of its creation, there had already been 4 different holders, owing to a succession of deaths. The very first Duke of Cambridge was the eldest nephew of the king, Charles Stuart, but he sadly died at the age of just 6 months old. The next in line was his younger brother James Stuart, but tragically struck again when the young royal died of what's believed to have either been smallpox or the bubonic plague. The king then made his 3rd oldest nephew, Edgar Stuart, the Duke of Cambridge, but he also died at the age of 3, and next in line for the ill-fated title was their younger brother Charles Stuart, who also passed away at a very young age at just 35 days old. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the title was not used again until 1706, when Queen Anne made the future King George you the 5th Duke of Cambridge. The title was then given to King George to his 7th son, Prince Adolphus. It then passed to the prince's son, Prince George, and became extinct after his death, and his marriage had violated the Royal Marriages Act of 1772. The heir to the Dukedom of K is currently Prince George, but whether he will ever inherit the title or not depends on when his father inherits the throne and when he eventually marries. If George becomes the Prince of Wales earlier than expected, it is possible that Louis could become the next Duke of Cambridge. But if George inherits his father's current title, Louis could get a different royal title, the Duke of York, which is traditionally held by the 2nd son of the monarch. The youngest of Wales didn't disappoint, as he attended the Trooping of Color ceremony this year. During just one of his many animated displays, Lou caught on camera scrunching his face while his mother appeared to crouch down to talk with her son on the balcony on the horse guards parade, seemingly not occupied enough by the parade. At one point, the cheeky 6-year-old was even caught tugging on the CT of the blinds as he chatted to his mother, the young prince, who was wearing a double-breasted blazer, a pair of shorts, a crisp shirt, and a toe could not hide his facial expressions. Much to the enjoyment of royal fans, he even attempted to try and open the window on the balcony next to the Duchess of Edinburgh, gripping the frame as he tried to pull it up, and the prince looked less than impressed during the ride, knitting his brows together at a point when he stared out the window open-mouthed. Prince Louis has not yet attended Wimbledon, but both his older siblings have. Only Princess Charlotte joined her and Aunt Pippa Middleton in the royal box to watch the Wimbledon men's single finals. The Princess of Wales kindly received a signed pair of Adidas Stan Smith trainers courtesy of the 1972 Wimbledon men's singles champion himself, Stan Smith. While in the royal box at Wimbledon 5 years ago, these sporty shoes would likely stay uncuffed and unworn in the prince's wardrobe, deeming them as priceless. Little Louis is unlikely to wear them, as they will be extremely valuable, especially as they were given to him. He won't be aware of the history himself, of course, but when he becomes a teenager, I'm sure he will treasure them.